But there's no mention of kings, and we don't know how many there were. It just simply said that when they came, they presented gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Scripture tells us simply that they are wise men from the east, magi or magi. And it's also clear from Scripture that they didn't arrive at the time of Jesus' birth. How do we know this? When Jesus was born, where were they? They were in a stable. Now, they're living in a house. The Magi saw the sign of his birth at the time of his birth, but they had to travel to Bethlehem, and that took time. In fact, most likely they arrived when Jesus was about 2 years old. We know this because Herod had ordered that all the male children who were in Bethlehem and all its districts from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he determined from the wise men, should be killed. And we see that in Matthew 2, verse 16. So who were these wise men? That word magi means magician or sorcerer or astrologer. And when we read of the East in Scripture, it usually refers to Babylon. So it's likely that these magi came from Babylon. And that's a long way away. But how did they know about the birth of the Messiah? The only place in Scripture where a date is given for the coming of the Messiah is to be found in Daniel chapter 9, verses 24 to 27, where we read about the prophecy of the 70 weeks. But if you remember, Daniel was exiled to Babylon and became head of the royal astrologers. And it's highly likely that he shared the truth of the one true God and the prophecies of the coming Messiah with those around him.